Good evening and welcome to Let's try again. Scratch that. Good evening and welcome to Weatherfans live here on Sunday, the 15th of March 26, on this Mothering Sunday. And happy Mother's Day to all mothers. Hope you're well this evening. It's me tonight. Gordon is busy this evening, and Liz was on an investigation last night. And yeah, it's going to be quite a quiet live, to be honest. We'll have a look at the usual shenanigans and we'll head over to America to see what's the latest on the Storm Prediction Centre from there. So I'm just going to put my head straight into the chat. If he says. So the first person this evening, we have Matthew. Good evening, Weatherfans. Welcome. Happy Mother's Day. Indeed. Good to see you this evening. Cool tonight with a touch of frost, sunny on Wednesday, 17 back to spring. Yes, we'll take a look at this coming week. There is signs we could get very close to 20, but we shall see. Good evening to Anne Smith. Hope you are well. Let's go down the comments. How's Stormy? She's starting from across the room at the moment. I'm trying to bring her over so you can all see her this evening. Good evening to our mod, Paul James. We'll have to leave about 8:35, so we'll have to go to work. Not a problem at all. We could even be done by then. We shall see. Well, I think Spet's gone on a mad run, so you might see Storm in a minute. Trying to get her attention. Oh, nearly had her. I think she's about to cause mayhem around the house. You okay there? Right. Down the bottom of the live chat. So we're just going to crack on tonight, really. Bring up the screen share and have a look, see what's happening with our UK weather. Let's change a few things here and to there. These are the facts charts from the good old Met Office. This is from 6 p.m. tonight. So during the day, we've had some weather fronts moving across the country. It's been heavy in some places, but that's just starts to clear up towards the southeast. And behind that, we're getting this bit of ridge of high pressure, settling things down. Quite a cold start tomorrow. Some places could be close to freezing overnight. We've got some showers still affecting parts of Scotland at the moment. Heading into midday tomorrow, we're still under ridge of high pressure. We've got this warm front coming up from the southwest, and high pressure sat into the Bay of Biscay. And heading overnight, we've got that warm front clearing the country, leaving us in a broad warm sector. We've still got high pressure out towards Europe. And as we head through into Tuesday, we've got high pressure out towards Central Europe. We've got low pressure up towards Iceland. We're bringing in a south to southwesterly airflow, which we'll start to feel the benefits from. It's going to remain unsettled up towards the northwest, but drier further southeast you are. And into Wednesday, we've got that weather front still towards northwest, but it is dying to death, really, with high pressure building either side of this weather front, and that's just going to start to fragment. But by then, much of England and Wales, well, much of the UK actually, will start to come into a bit of a southeasterly flow, which will bring a bit of warmth in the near continent, and with that it should be much drier air. We should see much more sunshine, and we'll have a look at the temperatures in just a few moments. And as we head into Thursday, we've got high pressure building over the UK. We've still got the old weather front there, but that's just going to be more of a legacy of cloud. It will start to break up as we're heading towards the back end of the week. So it's looking a lot better if you're after much drier conditions. Let's clip up and head back into the chat, see if anyone else has come in. That's at the moment. So let's go. So we've got the UKV, rubber. Just bear with me. I've got Stormy here. There she is. There's Stormy. Say hello to your fans. Say hello. There she is, our little Stormy. You want to go now? See you later. All right, don't need to bite me. So there's little Stormy there. All right, let's crack on what we're doing. You're gonna stay for the rest of the show, or you're gonna start causing mayhem across the house? She's currently standing on my leg at the moment. Give me a free acupuncture session. Right, let's have a look at the UKV. Oh, she's about to leap off my leg, so just bear with me. There we go. That's over with. Thanks, Stormy. All right, let's have a look at the precipitation for the next few days. Good evening to Lee Stevens. Hope you are well. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday so far. Right, the precipitation for the next few days. So we've got that rain clearing out towards the southeast. We'll have some showers around during the night. Under clear skies, temperatures will drop away. During tomorrow, we've got that warm front moving up from the southwest. Some areas, especially over western hills, will see the heaviest of the rain. That progresses towards the northeast during the afternoon and evening time. And there's going to be a few still. Can't speak tonight. There's going to be a few showers still towards some northwestern areas, but with high pressure and control for the southwest, you are remain drier. And just got that legacy of that weather front across northwestern areas. Eventually, that weather front will just get squeezed out, and that cloud should start to break up during Wednesday. And it's remaining dry for the rest of the week. So any significant rain really could be what towards the further southeast you've had today really. So away from northwest at the start of the week, the rest of the week's looking a lot drier. Temperature wise, high resolution. That's the wind speed, not temperature. There we go, that's better. So overnight tonight, temperatures will drop away. We're looking at some patchy frost for much of the UK, really. Prone spots that in the frost hollows will see a frost tonight, while the temperatures down into the low to mid single digits. And during tomorrow, we'll start to pick up that southwesterly airflow. Temperatures peaking from around about 3 to 7 up towards the north, and up to about 10 or 11 down towards the southeast. But we're underneath that on the warm sector into Tuesday, which means in any sunshine, the temperatures will respond very nicely. The sun is getting much stronger. Where are we now? We're about 5 days away from the equinox. So you've got to think now that the sun is about as strong as it is around about the last week of September. So that sun starts to get stronger already. You might be able to feel it while you're out there in the next few days. Our temperatures on Tuesday range from about 7 to 12 up in Scotland and down to around about 10 to maybe 15, possibly 16 towards some eastern areas under the long sunshine. Into Wednesday will be likely to be the peak of the temperatures at the moment. We're talking temperatures widely across England and Wales, ranging from about 14, 15 degrees to maybe 17, 18 degrees. Hello, Stormy. There could be a 19, and there's probably a small chance we could hit 20. But like I said, 20 is a possibility. And for the 18th of March, actually, as any of the members of the team, did any member of the team say the 18th of March if it was to come off? Let's have a look. So Gordon actually said the 17th of March. So if we do see it, Gordon will be the closest. And I would have. And today is the day that I was expecting 20 degrees. So I'll be wrong this year. Oh, right. So let's go back into the temperature. So yeah, there's a possibility it could hit 20. But it's looking glorious with plenty of sunshine for much of England and Wales and into parts of Scotland. But you still got that weather front up towards the northwest. But while into the teens, so very spring-like warmth. Going into Thursday, temperatures lower, ranging from around about 7 to 11, 12 up in the north, and ranging for around about 12 to 15, 16 degrees for much of England and Wales. And that's as far as I can go with this UK fee. However, let's go and pop ahead in the comments to see if anyone else has joined us. Yep, equinox is on the 20th, so 20th is I think Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's Monday 60. No, Friday, in fact. And the equinox, as Paul James said, is Tuesday into Wednesday. And it's saying that solar panels are on for nearly 12 hours now. Wow. And this morning, I've noticed how much daylight there is. Yeah, I'm beginning to definitely see it in the mornings now, how early it is getting. And it's obviously seeing more at night as well. It's only, what are we now? 2 weeks until the clocks go forward. Wow, that's come around quick, hasn't it? Good evening to Suit. Hope you are well on this Sunday evening. Spring is here. We definitely feel like it towards the middle of the week. Right, let's carry on and have a look at the GFS. There we are. Helps if I turn it on, wouldn't it? I've done that before where I've chatted and I've not switched the screen. So these are the sea level pressure charts from the latest run of the GFS model, with low pressure up towards Iceland. And during, let's flip a bit more, get rid of that banner, we don't really need it. Sorry, everybody, I'm going to put the hamster down. No, the hamster's not going to go, I'm afraid. We'll do what we can, what we've got here. So Monday, we've got that ridge of high pressure going up towards the southeast, low pressure up towards the northwest. Then as we're heading through into Tuesday, that area of high pressure towards Europe started to make its more progression known towards the UK, switching the winds to southeasterly. That's when we get introduced to that warmer air on Wednesday. And the winds tilt a bit more. We're picking a bit more of an easterly. We've got high pressure building over the UK. Then we'll have low pressure towards Iberia. Then we're influenced by high pressure, which is nice to hear. We start drying out a bit more. But it's how much cloud will be coming off the North Sea as the wind changes to a bit of an east-northeasterly at times. Got lower pressure this time out towards Iberia, still maintaining that easterly. Got low pressure trying to move in from the Atlantic, but it's been deflected away as we head into days 8 and 9 towards Iceland. And we've got low pressure like trying to build up from the trying to come up from the south there, so that can introduce some possibly heavier rain. Still got high pressure up towards Scandi, so we're in a bit of a cold there between high pressure and low pressure. Then as we head into days 11 and 12, we've got high pressure trying to build up again from the Azores, and that again is settling things down with high pressure reestablishing itself back into the Norwegian Sea. Things back into it easterly once again. So easterly winds don't always bring warm weather. They do usually during the summertime with the heat coming off the continent. So let's have a look at the upper airs with this. So right now we're under relatively cool air, but as mentioned during Monday, we're going to pick up some warmth as we change our winds to a southwesterly. And as our winds switch to a southeasterly, there is a bit of warmth towards the south. But as we turn into a bit of more of an easterly, we've got that cooler air moving in. So in that easterly winds, so we've got much cooler air coming in from the near continent. It's not a beastly easterly by all means. Just going to feel a lot cooler with the winds coming in off the North Sea. And nothing significant with the temperature. Heading into days up to day 12. Cooler air starts to come back down again. Heading into days 12 with that northeasterly returning again. As mentioned, it's nothing like a beastly easterly at this stage. But we do get a cold plunge going to Central Europe. Well, I don't see a severe cold plunge. It's going to be nothing like the beastlies we had back in 2017. So look at these important temperatures. So let's go up to day 12 with this. So again, tomorrow temperatures we're heading to around about 10, 11 degrees for much of the country, away from northern areas where temperatures we've got 1 to 6 degrees. And then into Tuesday, with much sunny weather coming in, temperatures again shown to be around about the mid-teens. And let's see what this predicts for Wednesday. So it's got temperatures wildly 16, 17 degrees across much of the UK. Again, we can't rule out maybe 19 and a chance of a 20 is possible. And as our wind starts to change direction, the temperatures will start to come down a bit. And with the wind coming out of the North Sea, they can already see temperatures going back into single digits across eastern Scotland. Going into Friday, temperatures are again down by a couple of degrees, up to about 12, 13 degrees. What influence from that wind off the North Sea, putting temperatures barely into double digits. Into Saturday, temperatures are struggling to get into double digits across much of the UK. And Sunday as well, we're seeing that cooler air start to move in across the UK, and we're not seeing any double-digit temperatures at all. So feeling quite cool, or maybe even cold, for the last couple of weeks of March. And Monday, the 23rd, it's not looking too warm either. If there is strong wind coming off the North Sea, it could even be a wind chill with that, so it will feel quite cold. Temperatures wildly around about mid-single digits. And again, temperatures are below average heading into Tuesday the 24th. And picking up slightly as we're heading to Wednesday the 25th. Going forward, temperatures probably start to decrease again as that more cold air starts to move in from the northeast. That's done quickly. So let's throw myself back in there. Let's have a look at the comments. Lost that name before. Getting into Scorcher. An hour less in bed, an hour less at work. Well, not some companies do that, some don't. Some make you still work the hours. And a place where I've worked, and when I used to work nights for a while, we had to make up the hour. Oh, and that's coming this evening. Good evening to all the mod, James. Even though back to winter again here with some snow on the ground. Wow, you must have had a really snowy winter. Well, winter, early spring, haven't you? This year. And saying it's 4.7 degrees here. The heating's on. Winter until June, says Matthew. James lives in a snow globe. That's northern Scotland for you, really, isn't it? Good evening to Steffi. Hope you're well. Good evening. Had some nice sun today. Then it lashed down for a few minutes. Then the sun came back out. Sharp window. Yeah, it was a beautiful start to the morning here. Then the weather changed. I was waiting for our Uber this afternoon, come back from the supermarket, and just before, as the taxi turned up, the rain just completely whooshed down. I was like, oh, great. Got to get the shopping into the car in that then, have we? There's no snow bomb coming at all. Unless you work for the Daily Express. Oh, wow. Thunder snow a few nights back. No, I'm not seeing thunder snow at all. I've actually seen the sky light up pink. I think we had a really heavy hail shower think about 10 years ago. I think it was actually on a Saturday afternoon because I think I was watching, I don't know, final scores of that during the afternoon. I mean, I think might have been an extremely active cold front that came through. I remember seeing the sky light up pink as we had like a thunderstorm, but pretty heavy hail at the time. There was a few good thunderous showers yesterday. All the showers contained some hail. Yeah, I was at the park with my daughter on Stormy on Saturday afternoon, and all of a sudden my light detector went off. I thought, well, what's going on? And when I checked, there was a thunderous shower. I think I produced a couple of rumbles, and that's all it lasted. About 10 miles to my north. But did see like a bit of hail core on that as it passed nearby. It didn't pass through here, but just I think it passed about 5 to 10 miles to my northeast. We never get a thunderstorm in the summer, but winter makes up for it. Yeah, it's kind of like a reverse for you. Get summer storms here, and you get more like winter storms. So okay, it might be our turn in the next few months, hopefully. Right, we're going to have next. We'll take a look at the weekly anomalies from the ECMWF before heading over to the Storm Prediction Center in America, because things are looking quite active in the next few days. Where are we going? ECMWF charts. Let's get myself off the screen so you can see that a bit more clearly. Told you I can't speak tonight. So let me see if that has refreshed, because sometimes this just refreshes as I'm doing this. No, I think it's about 10 minutes for it refresh. I think it's usually around about 22. So this was done yesterday. So for this coming week, this is showing high pressure up towards Scandi, low pressure up towards towards Iberia. And we're starting off with that southeasterly flow, which will eventually turn to a bit of a more of an easterly. And the 23rd to the 30th of March, this has high pressure out towards the Atlantic. With this flow, we're looking at more of a northeasterly flow, which is never a warm direction any time of year. So that'll peg the temperatures back. But the main thing is we've got high pressure in charge. Can't rule out some thing coming in up towards southeastern areas, but we're looking more settled than what we've seen recently. And into the 30th of March through to the 6th of April, in a very similar setup, perhaps more lower pressure closer to the UK, but we're still in that northeasterly flow. The 6th of April through to the 13th of April has high pressure up towards the north. And again, we're looking more of an easterly flow. So it's not definitely a warm direction. And even middle of April there around Easter, we're perhaps tilting the winds at that direction towards the southeasterly. So we could pick up something a little bit less cold off the near continent. And finally, the 20th of April through to the 27th, there's no really clear signal across the UK. Moving on to the next chart. Here's the precipitation for the same. It's done it again, hasn't it? It waits for me to do this. Shall we go through this again? Why does it always do it when we're doing this live? So let's go through. This has now been updated in the last few minutes. So this is from today. So again, still we're looking at the same thing. We've got high pressure up towards Scandi, bringing that southeasterly into an easterly. Then the next week, 23rd of March to 30th of March, has high pressure up towards the northwest, low pressure towards the southeast, bringing in northeasterly flow there. And that gets close to the UK for the 30th of March through to 6th of April. High pressure sat towards the northwest of the UK, still in that northeasterly flow. Then that kind of maintains through to 6th to the 13th of April with that northeast to perhaps easterly wind there, high pressure further north. And the 13th of April, it's the 20th of April, there's no clear signal, but heading towards the 20th of April through to 27th, there's low pressure over Central Europe, which will continue to bring us that perhaps northeasterly flow. Let's have a look at the precipitation for that now. This is uploaded. So for the 16th through to the 23rd of March, we are looking drier than average. And the 23rd of March through to the 30th of March, we're looking drier than average. Through to the start of April, we're looking drier than average. Looking average for the rest of the April we've got there. So a big change of what we've seen recently with all these wet weeks. We are turning much drier. So look at the 2 meter temperature anomalies. So for the first week, this coming week, 16th of March through to 23rd of March, we're looking at much warmer than average. And heading to 23rd of March to 30th of March as that wind changed direction. Looking actually average across the UK. But the 30th of March through to the 6th of April, we're actually looking colder than average. So a bit of a taste of spring this coming week, and we could see the other side of spring, which is bringing the cold air back in. The 6th of April through to the 13th, we're looking around about average as we end the rest of that. From the ECMWF. So yeah, it's just nice to see the UK not getting deluged, shall we say, with rain. So it's looking promising, seeing a lot drier. So I think the sun getting stronger, any sunshine, it's going to start drying things out finally for some areas which have been relentlessly wet. And so it'll just help the river systems just calm down. So any rainfall we're getting recently has just been straight into the river systems and raising the river levels quite quickly. Do you want to say hello? Come on, Storms. She's literally... Come here. There we go. Oh, there she is. Da. Can you see that? There's Stormy. All right. Bye then. I'm not playing. So there's Stormy. She's been running around quite a lot this evening. She's not lying anywhere. No, she's literally just below my feet here. What are you doing? Stop biting me. What are you doing? Right, let me get back to this now. You've got the shit there. The Met suit has got fudge in today. I'm guessing that's your cat. Oh, I don't like that. Don't jump between my legs, thank you. It's not a play toy. I'm not wearing a kilt, so I'm fine. Right, where are we going next? Yep, finally, we'll go to the Storm Prediction Center for America. Things are looking quite unsettled actually for the next few days. So let's go over to there. I don't know if you've seen some of the hail that they had during the early parts of this past week. I think we actually did show the pictures. We did actually during our live on Wednesday with the whole team. But some record-breaking hailstones recorded. I think there's possibly some maybe 7 or 8 inches long. I'm not sure if that's been verified or not. Well, take care, Paul James. Thank you for popping in. Enjoy your shift. Hopefully it's not too stressful for you. And see you next Sunday. Enjoy, or just do what you have to do if you don't want to enjoy it. Right, let's get these stuff. Hang on. Need to bring up the screen share, don't I? That usually helps. So, yep, this is for today. I'm not sure I think Ryan Yawn might be live right now, but there is a large enhanced area which is affecting over 22.5 million people. Some of the large cities include Indianapolis, Memphis, Nashville, Louisville, and Birmingham, Alabama. And in the slides, there's another just under 39 million people affected with the slight risk, which include Chicago, New Orleans, Atlanta, St. Louis, and Cincinnati. And for the marginal, there's just over 58.5 million people, with the likes of Houston, Detroit, Columbus, Charlotte, and Milwaukee in that warning area. So let's have a look at the headlines here. So there's an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms this afternoon into tonight across much of the lower mid-Mississippi Valley, lower Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and the southeast. In summary, numerous to widespread severe damaging winds and embedded tornadoes will accompany an intense squall line across much of the lower to mid-Mississippi Valley this afternoon and evening. A couple of strong tornadoes is also possible within and just ahead of this line across parts of the lower Ohio Valley and into the mid-South and Gulf Coast regions. The severe wind and tornado threat will likely persist through tonight across portions of the Ohio Valley and southeast. So the hail risk is around about 15% for parts of Texas and Mississippi. And I can't think of that name of the state just there. Louisiana, I think that might be Arkansas, but don't quote me on that. But the tornado risk for today, we're looking around about up to 10% possibility of a tornado in these two yellow areas. Let's go back to category. Oh. But tomorrow, there's another day of it. But this time it's pushed further east with that score line. And this time we've got, you'll definitely see these moderate to highs. We've got a moderate risk. So in the moderate risk, population of 12.5 million includes the larger regions of Washington, D.C., Raleigh, Durham, Richmond, and Arlington. In the enhanced, we've got another just under 23 million. Includes Philadelphia, Baltimore, Charlotte, Virginia Beach, and Norfolk. And in the slides, just under 20 million of Jacksonville, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Tallahassee, and Syracuse. And in the marginal, just over 41 million, includes New York, Atlanta, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Newark. And for the summary of this, there is a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms in parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. And the summary is widespread severe thunderstorms are anticipated on Monday across the southeastern mid-Atlantic states. Tornadoes, some strong and particularly damaging winds, are most likely from parts of the South Carolina to Maryland during the afternoon. So looking quite dangerous actually for these parts in the east. The hail risk is around about 15% in these areas, but the tornado risk is up to 15% for South Carolina, North Carolina, and Maryland. So it's definitely one to watch during tomorrow, especially. No doubt, Ryan, you'll be live for that as well tomorrow. Going into Tuesday, we've got the tiniest risk of thunderstorm towards the southeastern tip of Florida, but nothing's expected across the rest of the United States. And that's it there. It just goes quiet for a few days this week. So the two main days is today and tomorrow for any severe weather across America. Let's come back in straight into the studio. Take care, Suits. Thank you for coming in this evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. James saying, a few weeks ago, New York was having a snowstorm. It just shows you, especially coming into March, how much of a difference you can have. Like we're having now, we've got temperatures perhaps could get very close to 20 degrees in a few days' time, but in about a week's time, temperatures could be struggling to get about 6, 7, 8 degrees. It's just that wind direction is critical this time of year, and how much sunshine you get as well if you do tap into that strong sunshine. Especially some intense showers across in the UK now with some lightning. Let's have a look, see where that lightning is. So yeah, I've got, I can see like the top. Put a strikes there towards Liverpool, one towards the north of Wales, and a few. There's one just east of Kilmarnock, and slightly the Edge Hebrides as well. There's a few around right now. There are some sharp showers around as we speak, especially up towards the northwest. Yeah, look, some warm from the south next week. Fortunately, when it comes to the UK, it's called full spring, then second winter. Yeah, we could have a bit of a second winter, couldn't we, as those temperatures start to drop. So, yeah, I think we're coming towards the end of live. So we're going to start winding down. Got through what we need to get through tonight. Said the 20-degree threshold could be met in the next few days. So the team predicted for these dates for the 20-degree threshold. So Liz went for the 23rd of March. I went for, well, today, really. Doesn't happen, does it? Gordon's gone for the 17th of March. So he could be, if it will happen on Wednesday, it'll be just a day out. But we shall see. So yeah, thank you for to all that's joined me this evening. Thank you to mods Paul, James, and James. And thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Some usable weather is coming. Just got to get through the next 24 to 36 hours. Then things will turn a lot drier. Warmer for a time before it starts to cool off towards the back end of this week. So thank you all so much for watching. On behalf of myself, the team, and Stormy, who's now gone beyond the curtain, enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, and ta-ra for now. Take it. Bye-bye.